Good Monday morning. It is August the 24th, 2020. As usual, I'm grateful to be alive and so glad that you are as well. As I woke up this morning, I thought about the word rejected or rejection. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever been rejected? Have you ever had to face rejection? Maybe that's a rhetorical question. Everybody's had to deal with rejection in their life. Rejection. And sometimes folk can deal with it so early on in life, or even so often, that they begin to feel as though they are a reject. And that word reject is a person or thing dismissed as failing to meet standard or satisfy taste. So you have a lot of folk who, in essence, sometimes are rejects, and I guess what happens is some things are just a cycle. So because they've been rejected and become rejects, they try to treat others as if they are rejects. I'm one of the people that, even though we're dealing in these tumultuous times, and even though racism is rearing its ugly head again and probably never went nowhere, but it's been emboldened lately, I refuse, even though I'm in some environments where people treat me as if I'm a reject because of the color of my skin, I reject the notion that I have to reciprocate that same feeling toward them. Listen, just because you're around haters don't mean you have to become a hater, especially when you've got the greater on the inside of you. So, again, I encourage you to reject the notion, again, that you have to reciprocate the feelings of those who are around you because they try to treat you as if you're a reject. I'm just not going to let nobody dictate my flow in this lifetime. Listen, even in John chapter 1, around verse number 11, is dealing with Jesus, even in his earthly ministry for us as believers. And matter of fact, let me grab it real quickly. 3 verses that I want to read to you. John chapter 1, verse number 11 said, he came unto his own. Matter of fact, number 10 says, he was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. So even as believers, when you are rejected by men, understand we're in good company. They rejected our Savior. And I don't think that none of us deserve more love and acceptance than him. So when people reject you, don't always be so distraught and not able to come back, and stuff like that. But keep it moving forward. Keep pressing past them. You're bigger than those people in those situations. I was thinking even about reject. There were some times as I get older, some of the material that I wear, some shirts and different things that I wear, how can you, what does rejection look like and feel like, I guess is the question. And again, sometimes some of the material that I wear, and sometimes maybe some detergent that is used, irritates my skin. And so in other words, my body is rejecting the material that I place on it. And the reason I know it's rejecting is because I'll look at my skin, and my skin is really red, or either maybe bumps or something happens, or swelling or something takes place, and my body is rejecting it. And even with people and places and things around you, sometime that what it does to my skin is it irritates it. And sometimes there are people in your life that even in your spirit, they begin to irritate you because the Lord is saying to you, I'm raising you up, and I want you to reject some people, places, and things that are not good for you, that are sent by the enemy to destroy you. So again, so what I begin to do is sometimes what I would do is it would irritate my skin or something, and I would say, well, maybe it wasn't that, and I'll wash it again, and I'll notice when I wear it again, it does the same thing. And that's what I'm saying. Some things don't change in your life. Some people are not willing and ready and able to change at this point in your life. So you got to begin to even reject them, especially if God is taking you somewhere and they're holding on to your coattail or holding on to your dress or whatever it is. And they're rejecting the notion that you're trying to move forward. So God is giving you the strength and the power, even if you see this video today, to reject those who are not going Anyway, so again, as I get older, what I begin to do, instead of continuing to do the same cycle and washing and hoping something would change, what I'll do is when I notice it irritates me or my skin is turning around a certain thing, when I take it off, instead of putting it in the clothes hamper, now I'm putting it in the trash can. Because since my body is rejecting it, I've got to reject it and get it from around me. I've got to put it where it's supposed to be. I believe some of them teachers used to call it 513 or something, that trash can. So anyway, I wanted to talk about rejection on today. And guess what? There have been a lot of people to reject me in my life. But when I received Jesus into my life, he's never rejected me. He said he'd never leave nor forsake me. Matter of fact, in Revelation 3:20, it says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I'll come in and sup with him, and he with me." I'm telling you this morning, even though I didn't have time to really get into this, that Jesus is knocking at the door of your heart. If you're seeing or hearing this video, he is knocking at the door of your heart. I know frustration has begun to set in and rejection. You're tired of being rejected, but I encourage you this morning to fill out that application again. Restart that business. Whatever it is that you know that you were predestined to do, do it again. I know you've been rejected over and over again, but by faith, try it again. I know you're ready to leave that marriage. I know you're tired of that situation, but pray and ask God to change it. And watch him turn it around for you. Anyway, just wanted to talk to you real quickly again this morning about rejection. And I pray that it'll touch you, it'll bless you. I don't say this often, but if you need words of encouragement, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If this is not for you, I promise there'll be something on that channel to bless your life. To God be all the glory. Have a wonderful Monday and week.